Alright, I want to welcome you to this first installment of what I hope is going to be a regular series, where I basically take you through Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link for the Nintendo Entertainment System, released in 1988, 20 years ago this year, go figure. I guess some people would call this a Let's Play. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take you on basically a guided tour of this game, which often gets a bad reputation among Zelda fans. They think it's one of the worst in the entire series. I disagree. I think this is actually one of my favorite games, and the fact that it's so different than other Zelda games, it actually sort of enhances it, if you ask me. It kind of adds to the mystique. Anyway, I've made a new character, and I'm going to be taking you through, in this first installment, I'm going to be taking you up through the first palace. Now, I play this game a little bit differently than most people, and as we go along, you'll see how I play it. So anyway, new character is created, and let's get started. There we go. I've got 3 lives. You have lives in this game, instead of having just the one. When life runs out, the game's over. You have 3 lives here. As you see, we're now in the North Palace. That is Zelda, sleeping there on the dais. She's sort of fallen into the Sleeping Beauty thing here. Your goal is to wake her up, and you can only do that by returning 6 gems, which you see at the bottom of the subscreen. Take a look right there at the bottom. Don't have my arrow. I thought I did. So you leave by going to the left or right, and here's the overworld. Similar to the first Zelda game, there is an overworld map, but you don't really fight on this map very much. When you step off the road, you get these little blobs show up, and they just went away. Anyway, the ones that look like a little slime thing are weaker enemies, and the ones that look like a little demon, those are tougher. That's about the only distinction you get. Otherwise, you don't know what you got until you go in there. And here's how you fight. These little slime things are called bits and bots. The bits, I think, are the red ones, and the blue ones are the bots. They're a little bit tougher. They give up 2 experience points each. You see, I'm already up to 8 experience points. Yes, in this game, you will raise levels, just like a regular type of RPG. And you see, you start with levels in 3 different areas. The magic, life, and you see the little sword there on the far left. That is your attack. And I have 8 points. I need 50 points to raise my first level. In fact, I will do that right now. You see that little patch of tree right over here? I'm going to go in there. That'll be a special area. These are all over the map, these little special areas. And these little aches are what these are called. These bat things are called aches. They're a little bit tougher at this point. That's a magic jar. I can ignore that for right now. What I came here for is right over here. This little bag marked with a P. That's loaded with experience points. 50 to be exact. I can't collect it by walking over it. You have to hit it with your sword. That was a little weird. So there you go. There were 50 points in that bag, which is enough to raise my first level. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to cancel. The first level I will raise is my attack, which happens at 200 points. See, by not doing that, I've hung on to the experience points. I now have 64, and the next stop is 100. I'll keep going until it gets to 200, at which point I'll raise the attack. And once that bag is gone, it's gone for good, so... This gets a little bit boring, but it's worth it, trust me. $70 points already. Yeah, you're going to be spending a lot of time in... Again, that blue jar is magic. We don't really need to worry about that just yet, because we don't have any magic. I will get that for you and just... Yeah, the enemies do not attack you as long as you're on that yellow road. And if you run into something while you're standing on the road, you get this little screen with absolutely nothing on it. You just exit to the left or right. Now, Zelda 2 is the first game where you actually have towns you can enter, and people you can talk to that aren't just living in caves. This town here is... Welcome to Rauru. Rauru. And those of you who are fans of the Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 will recognize the name of these towns. They are the... Get away, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, sometimes this gets a little annoying. I'm just going to take you into this town because each town has a spot where you can refill your life, refill your magic meter, and learn a new spell. I'm trying to remember where the... And people you can talk to for hints. Yes, right here. This blue woman that just came out of the house. I want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to this guy right there. I don't know what he is. You. I want to talk to you. Yes. Talk with my father before you leave town. And she'll take you in. And once you're in the house... Couldn't said it better myself. The wise man in this case is the old man. And there are 8 of these old men in the game. Each one will teach you a spell. In Parappa Desert, use this magic to survive. He will teach you the shield spell, which is, if you ask me, one of the most useful spells in the entire game. Basically, it reduces the damage you take by half for the duration of the screen that you're on. So it's like doubling your life meter right off the bat. And it's a little expensive to cast at first, but as you gain magic levels, you will be able to cast it more often without having to recharge. And that's really all we can do in this town for right now, so let's get out and focus on building up levels. Now we're in the forest. Those guys are tough because if you touch them, it will cost you experience points, and they never stop coming. You can stay here and fight these guys forever. They don't give up any experience, but if you touch them, you lose. There are enemies like this all throughout the... Yeah, you see, I just lost 10 points each time I was hit. So that's kind of a waste right there. Alright. Now I just went into this cave right here, and you notice it's dark. You can't see any enemies that are in here. Fortunately, there is only one, and it's over this next little rise. Look at the ground very carefully. You see that little bit of movement right there? Yeah. That was a magic jar I just collected. Didn't really do me much good. Alright. I'm saving the shield spell for later. Now we're in the desert. The first palace is up over here. This is not much good for anything. You can't shoot these things. You can just block them with your shield. So you just leave, and what I want to do is I want to go down here. Again, this is the weaker enemy in the desert areas up here. All this is just these, I don't know, blocks, or I don't know what they are. Rocks that they throw at you. Now the tougher enemy, this you can actually shoot these things. Kill these things with your sword and get 5 points each. And there's you have to shoot them once to lower... You can only shoot them in the head. Or, why do I keep saying shoot them? You've got a sword. You cannot shoot your sword. Well, yeah, I guess you could. This part's terrible. I don't know if you saw what happened. There are these hidden little areas in the road in certain parts of the game. And here, you need precision jumping to get over these things, because the knockback will kill you. No question about it. However, this one's not that hard, not that bad, compared to it's that kickback. You get hit by something, you'll go forward or backward a little bit. Now, over here, that little spot, that little clearing in the middle is what we want to head for. Preferably without that happening. Whoa, I got another P bag. They'll drop P bags or they'll drop magic bags every 6th enemy you fight. It's random, depends on what the game is doing. This says your magic will go up. I will cancel because I'm saving myself for the first magic attack upgrade. And I'm getting pretty close to 10 minutes, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to collect that. That's a heart container. That's the first heart container in the game. Now watch what happens. What happens is I get killed by this Goraya throwing his... These guys aren't hard. But if you're not prepared for them, they will. Alright. Alright, now that we got that, let's head back the way we came. You're going to have to deal with this again, I'm afraid. There's really no way around that. Alright. Nice jump. Oh, I'm going to make... Oh, crap. I hate when that happens. Alright. But you got to get through this. There's really no way around it. And once I do get through this... That's going to be my 10 minutes, and In the next video, I will take you through the first palace. So we'll see you then, if you rather like what you're seeing.